2, 1. All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly and simulcast on WPQZ Channel 68, Philly's own. It's the Paulie and Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco. And Tony,
Yo.
you know, we were originally going to do an episode about how the Eagles totally dominated the NFL draft.
Wow, what
and
a
are now
draft.
clear Super Bowl favorites, of course.
Yep.
But we had an urgent breaking news situation to tend to.
Breaking
a
news.
disgusting and disturbing event at the NFL draft that overshadowed everything.
There's been a huge wrong.
Absolutely, and we need to right that wrong. That's what we're going to do today.
Yup.
Of course, we're talking about what the whole world is talking about, the disgraceful treatment of football legend and TV legend and also comedy legend, Mr. Ed Marinaro.
Terrible.
And we're going to use our power right here as nationally renowned award-winning broadcasters to right this wrong by bringing Mr. Ed Marinaro on our show today to let him tell his side of the story, what
Yep, we
happened
have
at
to.
the draft when he was so rudely cut off just 2 minutes and 41 seconds into announcing a pick.
Unreal.
Just when it was getting, well, I shouldn't even say just when it was getting good, because it
No.
was already good, right, Tony?
Just when it was getting even better. A performance for the aged.
Absolutely. Now, we wanted to show you the video of what went down there, but the NFL denied our license request, probably
Of
because
course
they're
they
ashamed of their behavior.
Yep.
And so we're going to quickly recount the tragedy that unfolded on that stage. Mr. Marinaro, as you know, former Vikings great, they bring
Legend.
him out to announce the Vikings' first pick. Now, first 2 points of note. We all know nobody gives a shit about who the Vikings pick, right, Tony?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
And besides, this wasn't the
They
first
fucking
pick.
suck.
No, exactly. And this wasn't the first pick. It was the 42nd overall pick. Since when do people care about the 42nd overall pick?
They don't. It's boring.
The whole draft was boring.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Marinaro, an entertainer, comes out and starts doing some material. One-liners, trying to spruce up the moment, make it somewhat interesting. Right, Tony?
Exactly. He was doing the NFL and the home viewing audience a favor by bringing some much needed joy and high quality entertainment.
Top-notch material by Mr. Marinaro. In fact, you know what? They didn't give us the video, but let's just play an audio clip, right? Just to give you a taste of how good this was.
Roll it.
This is crazy. We didn't have this many people when I played in the Super Bowl.
That's how you open. That's how you do it.
Yep.
I got to tell you, finding a Viking purple sport coat is not easy. But I did it, and I hope you appreciate it.
Well, there you go.
Hysterical.
And it only got better from there, people. But then 2 minutes later, just when he's getting rolling, this unbelievably unprofessional stagehand comes out of nowhere, bum rushes him, and tells him to get on with it and read the pick.
Classless.
Can you imagine you're interrupting a man of the stature of Mr. Ed Marinaro?
I can't.
Who's everybody's heard of him, And you're doing
Yeah,
that to talk
exactly.
about a guy that nobody's heard of. The 42nd pick, we had to look it up because nobody remembered. This guy named Andrew Booth Jr. Tony, had you ever heard of Andrew Booth Jr.?
I've never even heard of Andrew Booth Sr.
And
Forget Junior.
Exactly. Great point. And, I don't know the Booth family personally, but you ask me, if a giant star like Mr. Ed Marinaro was announcing me at the NFL draft, I'd want to stretch that moment as far as it could go.
Minimum 20 minutes.
Exactly. And on that note, time is what we're going to give Mr. Ed Marinaro to right this wrong, give him a platform and the freedom on our nationally renowned podcast with our global audience. Now, we don't do cancel culture on this show. We're not going to let cancel culture take another great like it's
Nope.
taken Roseanne and Tim Allen.
Nope.
You cannot take Mr. Ed Marinaro. Right, Tony?
It's the least we could do for a legend like Mr. Ed Marinaro. And as the saying goes, a friend indeed is a friend in need.
Beautifully said, Tony. Now, usually
Thank you.
now at the top of the show, we give you our takes on everything going on because, the people love what we have to say. But this is too urgent an issue. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to skip our usual segment here. So follow us here. We know this is a lot.
This is the top story.
But yeah, we're gonna skip the take segment and go straight to the guest segment. So let's bring our valued guest on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
All right, this man right here is not only a college football legend, he's an NFL legend. He's also a TV legend. You obviously know him from all the great shows, Hill Street Blues, Sisters, Falcon Crest, Laverne and Shirley. I can go on and on. The 1988 TV movie, The Diamond Trap. But you unfortunately also know him from the incident at the NFL draft when he was treated so rudely. You would think a football legend with those acting chops should get a minimum of 45-minute stage time.
At least.
They pulled him after 2 minutes in a totally atrocious and disrespectful
No
move.
class.
So to hear his side, give him this platform with our huge audience, we welcome in Vikings legend, NFL legend, Mr. Ed Marinaro. Welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Marinaro.
Great to be here. Great to be here. I'm sitting here down in Charleston, South Carolina. Just got my car washed, and wouldn't you know, it starts to fucking rain.
Oh,
Bad omen. That's a bad omen.
yep.
It just, let's face facts. That's just more proof that it just hasn't been going your way lately, Mr. Marinaro. And, we saw a legend in need like yourself. So we want to give you this platform right here to air your grievances, right? So first we want to thank you. It's been a hard week for you. How are you feeling in the midst of this unjust backlash?
Well, I've been having several crying fits over the last...
There he goes. More classic humor from Mr. Ed
Come
Marinaro.
on.
What a treat. But come on, seriously, we
You're
got
a
you here. Let's
legend.
talk. Tell us. How you feeling?
You know what? What people don't understand was they weren't there, okay?
Yep.
I was standing in front of all these people doing my little shtick,
We'd say big shtick, but
contrary
okay.
to what you might read. When that girl came out and wanted me to speed it up, they booed. They booed her. They weren't booing me.
That
they booed
is a
her.
fair and totally
there were a lot of
objective
people out there
representation.
who were big fans of the show I did, Blue Mountain State. Okay.
Yep.
And I could see them in the audience.
Great
They
show.
were really excited to see me up there saying something other than for the 45th pick, the Minnesota.
Exactly.
And you know what?
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be entertainment. If you don't want entertainment, don't even do this. This was $1 million production in Las Vegas. You had to see the place. It was crazy.
Absolutely. In fact,
Yeah.
let's go back to the beginning here where this all started. The NFL calls you up, right? And they say, Mr. Marinaro, please come to Vegas. The NFL draft's going to be boring. We need your help. Now, how does it work from there? What did they say to you?
They said, well, first of all, I went to Minnesota. I went to Minneapolis and did the Viking they had a draft party at the stadium in Minnesota. I signed some autographs. Got together with a couple of my old teammates, Chuck Foreman and Paul Krause. It was great. Met a lot of fans. It was really fun. I did an autograph session at some bar out in.
Okay, all right. We can jump ahead to the
So then
draft
next
call.
thing
But stay on topic.
Oh, no, I'm just telling you the evolution
Okay.
of my.
Yes, sorry,
Of
Mr.
course.
Marinaro, of course.
So I go, my wife is with me. We go jump on a plane, get to Vegas about 3:00. We go right over to that what do you call it? Where they ever had it, the Bellagio. I don't even know where they took me.
Mr.
It was a
Marinaro,
blur.
a little more to the point here. Just a little more. We're getting a little far from the point. We're a little at sea. Let's come back to the pier.
Be a little more precise.
So we get there, and I go to the green room, and everybody's there. I get to see Marcus Allen and Larry Zonka and Sebastian Maniscalco, who
You're
is
second to him.
He's wonderful. He's my favorite guy. I love him. He was so nice.
But
I
you're
was really
second. All right, yeah.
so. I'm back there, and they tell me I'm going to be the second announcer. I go, okay,
Yeah.
So I said, what do I do when I go out? I mean, what do you want me? They're going to give me something? I had no idea. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
they're going to
No direction.
nothing. Okay, and anybody who says that it was very frenetic
Maltreatment.
back there. So I go. So what do I? What do I go out there? Do you want me to? I said, do you want me to say anything? They said, yeah, whatever you want. I said, you want me to have some fun? They go, yeah. They like it. They like when you have fun.
They gave you the green light.
So, yeah, well, kind of. So then they tell me, I'm getting ready to go out there. They say, the Vikings traded their pick. Now you're not going to go out until the 50th pick.
Oh,
I said, when is that going to be?
switch.
What a shit show back there.
An hour. So I go, okay. So I go back to the green room, have a couple of beers.
Good for you.
And then they 20 minutes later, they said it was an hour. 20 minutes later, they traded again. You got to go back out there. So, I go back out there and it was overwhelming. There were so many people there. You couldn't believe it. I felt like I was performing at Woodstock. I mean, the crowd went forever. And I went out there and, people were cheering. And, all they would have had to do was tell me, you got 60 seconds. And I would have been done. But I thought, I'm adding something to the show because it's kind of.
Absolutely.
All right.
Of course.
Whatever. And so I do my thing and I talk about Blue Mountain State and I mention it and the girl.
All right. We've established this. Okay.
Yeah.
Contrary to what that guy said in that article.
Mike Florio, who you're talking about.
Oh, that's Stunad.
I've been booed before. I know when I'm being booed. I was not being booed. They were booing that woman.
Well, Mr. Marinero, hold on. Please do us, our audience, a favor. Was there anything, like on the DVD extras? What were you going to say before you were so rudely cut off? Was there more? Please, our audience wants more.
I thought that she was out going to Will Smith me, When
topical humor. That's good. Topical
That's
humor.
Good.
There you go. That's how it's done, people.
That's how it's done.
You take something
Comedy.
in the news and you bring it into the story. Beautiful.
Did you when you got off stage, did you think that there was going to be all this Twitter backlash and people going crazy when you got off stage?
No, I thought I was doing good. I thought everybody was laughing. When that girl came out, like I said, they take me off. They booed her because
they booed her, not you.
Yes, we've established this.
They're saying that they booed me.
No,
listen, they wouldn't have booed me at that point in time.
No way.
I mean, it was like they would have booed me before she came out, not when she
exactly. They were laughing.
But here's what we want to know. So this whole shit show happens. Does Roger Goodell come up to you personally to apologize?
Yeah, did he say anything when you got off stage?
Say, this is the biggest mistake the league has made since they made me commissioner? Did he say that to you or anything like that?
No, I got to talk to Roger before the whole thing, and I didn't see anybody after that whole thing.
Nobody.
It was over. I mean, it wasn't like I was being ignored or anything. I mean, everybody was moving on, doing their own thing, leaving. I got out of there, went back to the hotel, had dinner, but nothing. I mean, I honestly didn't think what I was doing was bad. I mean, when I was, what do people talk? I mean, 3 minutes. I did 3 minutes, and I'm like a serial.
You should have had 20 minimum. A star of your caliber.
You know what? Obviously I've been reading about this stuff, and people said it was like one of the lowest rated drafts. And
you were trying to fix that.
And you were trying to make it entertaining. And
if it was all you for 3 hours, those ratings would have been huge.
Yeah.
They should, if the NFL was smart, they'd do it pay-per-view with you.
I didn't know what they expected of me. I didn't know what they wanted me to do. No one gave me any kind of I had no... I'd never watched the draft before, and I kind of didn't. I didn't really know how it worked. I mean, I wasn't watching it while I was there, so I kind of went out there.
No, usually the problem is they don't have enough good one-liners. Every year I watch it, I go, they need more good entertainment, comedy. Bring out Carlos Mencia. Do something.
Yeah, Carrot Top. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's got to be a little more than just having people, like there were some great Hall of Famers who were announcing it. I mean, I think people want to hear them say something, go a little something personal, personalize the thing. That's kind of what I thought. Why would they? We have so many great Viking Hall of Famers that, why did they? I'm thinking they invited me because I've been in Hollywood and been on. I thought they wanted me for that reason, and not to just go out there and go for the 45th pick.
Mr. Marinaro,
these are good answers, but we
got to just keep it a little tighter. A little tighter in the answer.
You got me all worked up now.
All right. True. We know. Look, you're a great talker.
I made a mistake, and believe me, these people are going.
No, you didn't make a mistake. They made the mistake.
They made the mistake. And, talking about mistakes, this guy Mike Florio at the Pro Football Talk, this guy who apparently thinks you can tweet from a social media account both as a person and a brand, which makes no sense. But I don't want to get sidetracked because we've obviously had enough of that in this interview. But what is up with this guy Florio? Why do you think he has such a hard-on for you? You think he's jealous that he didn't get to announce a pick or something?
You know what? I am not of the social media generation, obviously. I mean, I know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
It scares the crap out of me. My son, who's a freshman at Cornell football player, he's a stud. He tells me, don't do anything stupid. Don't post anything stupid. So he has me scared to death of like making a mistake or whatever.
No, smart to come on this show.
But this is
Very
my
smart.
first kind of an attack like that. I mean, from people, really, like you said, mean.
What is the meanest thing people said to you, Mr. Marinaro?
Well, that guy
we'll
Florio,
tell them to fuck off personally.
He laid it out there, Florio, pretty good. But I got one guy, said I was a D-list actor, and I'm at worst a C.
Exactly, C-list minimum. B minus minimum
in our book.
But
Easy.
And I'm not saying anything so profound, but everybody knows the thing about social media is any idiot can sit behind his computer and say anything he wants, and it makes him feel.
Yep.
If they can criticize somebody like me, I'm not gonna come on. What the hell have you ever done?
Exactly.
Because they're miserable. That's why.
Post on a social media account as both a person and a brand, which again makes no sense.
You know what I say to these people?
What?
Let them do it next year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before they do that, I got 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, get a job. Number 2, move out of your parents' house. And number 3, get a girlfriend. Because they're demonstrating behavior of somebody who doesn't have a girlfriend, if you know what I mean. They're just really angry. And it's sort of scary to know that there's people out there. And again, I haven't, of all the tweets and everything I got, I'll bet you 80% were positive. 80% said.
Seems scientific to me. Yep.
20% were really nasty, but the 80%, we're like, hey, you made the whole draft. You were great. You back next year, blah, blah, blah. They enjoyed it. It was just a little a deviation from what they've been listening to for freaking how many hours, how many days.
Exactly.
And it was the 42nd
numbers
pick.
and names.
Yeah.
It's like reading the phone book of college football players.
Exactly.
Listen, let me just ask you something. You have this platform here, Mike Florio, longtime listener of the show. Is there anything you want to say to him now that you have this platform?
No. I'm not going to dignify it, because he...
There you go.
Smart.
Correct answer.
High road.
God bless him. I hope he bad about doing that to anybody. You don't do that.
No. Good for you, Mr. Marinaro.
You know what? I don't deserve that in that to sort of judge me even by what I did on that stage, and that would elicit such a mean, ugly response. It just it's incongruent. It's not like, it's not like I got up there and I was saying horrible things about people or treated. I was just having fun. I don't think they liked the fact that I was sort of talking about myself, and I thought I was sharing, personal insight. Stories. I mean, you could look at that either way. I wasn't being stories. Look, I got an ego, and I'm a ham, and I admit it. And again, I just wanted to entertain. I love to have people laugh at the stuff I say, and that's what I was getting. I hope I don't have to talk about this anymore.
Exactly.
I'm talking to you guys.
And that's a perfect segue because we want to hear your thoughts on the draft.
Let's put this all behind us, as you say, and let's talk about football and the draft. Okay, Mr. Marinaro, you're obviously a football legend. Tell us, in your estimation, which team was the big winner at the 2022 NFL draft? Come on, let's hear it.
Well, I don't follow it all that closely, but
it's fine. It was
I'm
obvious.
guessing that, the Giants, they got a good organization. And from what I understand, they had a really productive draft.
Whoa. Hold on.
Hold on. Everybody's entitled to some misspeaks, as we all know, right? That the
No
topic.
problem.
We'll just edit it around this. I'm going to ask you the question
Jay,
again,
we'll clip
Mr.
this out.
Marino. You will just
Yep.
clip this out. All right, we're going to start again. 3, 2, 1. Which team, in your humble estimation, won the NFL draft?
How about those Cowboys? What do you think?
All right, Ed. Look, if you know one
Now,
thing,
what are
this
you
is your
guys? What are you
chance.
guys trying to get?
We're
to?
trying to get
Listen,
you
Ed.
to show that you know the sport of football.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help
So
you
you
save
know what you're
face.
talking
Then
about.
people will see you as a football
Yeah.
man. So just
All
tell
you
us.
gotta do is
name-
say the fucking Eagles.
Okay. Look, I've been messing with you. I know the Patriots.
All
Okay.
right, this guy's
all
a
right.
fucking jokester.
Guess what,
That's
Ed?
all he is.
Guess
So guess what, Ed
Ed?
Marinaro?
The NFL was right,
The NFL
Ed.
had it right. Because guess
Yep.
what? You're getting tossed
Guess
again.
what?
You're off the
One
show.
more time,
Kiss
you're
my
off
ass.
the show.
Ed
You're off the
Marinaro,
show.
more like Ed Marinono.
You got to Ed Marigogo.
Yeah. You outstayed your welcome again, Ed.
Fusco Satellite
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can kiss
Jay.
my butt.
Oh,
Jay, hang up the
the
phone.
phone. Hang up the
Jay.
phone on this guy. He goes on too long. Too long again.
Jay.
Look at this. He won't even go away. We got to
Jay.
get that woman from the NFL draft. Get
Bring
him
her
up.
over
Cut his
here.
signal.
Bring her over here.
Jay, is he up the line?
Jay, hang up the fucking phone.
Tony, I think this one's on us, having him on the show. I kind of think the NFL may have known
Yeah,
what it was
Mr.
doing
Goodell
there.
had it right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Gone with the Wind was actually shorter than that interview, if I must say. Anyway, all right, before we go, Tony, a little quick business. The Paulie and Tony Fusco show is sponsored by The General. People, when you're looking for car insurance, there's one question you should ask yourself. What insurance does Shaquille O'Neal use? Right, Tony?
Absolutely.
That's it. What does Shaq use? He uses
The best.
General. That's
Yep.
why if it's good enough for Shaq, it's good enough for you. All right,
Yep.
there we go. We're not going to thank our guest today, but next week, big news, Tony. Nick Foles.
Wow.
Just released by the Bears.
Yep.
Big headline
Coming
story
on
there
our
coming
show.
on our show. Now that he's got
Huge.
more time on his hands, he
Yep.
can finally work into his schedule.
Call this back.
All right,
Yep.
there you go. Anyway, remember, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all the, your major podcast platforms, our partners at Apple and Spotify.
Do it.
And, hey, despite what happened today, as always, Tony, great job.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you, people. Bye.
See ya.